Hi everybody, how are you? Happy afternoon, and we are going to talk about something that, I don't know, we feel that too many people really care about and they shouldn't.
Yep.
And I don't know, we just think it's really important. So first of all, I'm going to tell you, if you're just jumping on, you're definitely going to want to share this video. You're going to want to share this out to your teams. You're going to want to share this out because this was something that affected us, and it, you know what? I think it can creep up all the time on people. Hey, yeah. Jamie, how are you? So we're just gonna talk about it. So, you want to start with it?
Nail it, girl. It's on your heart.
Okay. Well, it's not on my heart. I don't know why you're saying that. So, what's up, Brian? Hey, man, we got a lot of Canada coming in the house. I love it. Woo. So, okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, so we've just seen, like, across the board, whether it's, you know, posts that we see on Facebook, videos that we see people do. We see a lot of, like, you know, sometimes like passive aggressive stuff that, I don't know, it's just funny how our business works. The people get in and people always talk about cheering on other people's success, and, you know, it's exciting to see like the success of other people inside of your company, because obviously it shows people what's possible, right? But also sometimes there's this underlying thing that starts creeping up where people start, like, you know, worrying about what everybody else is doing in the company instead of like staying in your lane. And I'll tell you, like, that will kill you in this business, where it's like you're spending all of your energy on just absolutely the wrong stuff. You know, the wrong stuff of like, oh, look what he's doing, look what she's doing, look what, you know, so-and-so's doing. Like, who cares what they're doing? You know, the point is, like, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing in your business, you're making no money. So for us, I think it's important that, you know, I know for ourselves, I mean, we've gotten caught up in it. I mean, I'd say like probably 10 years ago is, you know, really when we started going, God, you know, like that's killing us in our business. I mean, we're making no money because we're worrying about what everybody else is doing. And I'll tell you guys this, the truth of the matter is, the people that you're worrying about in your company, the people that, you know, you're moaning and groaning about, the people that you're jealous about, you're envious about, I hate to tell you, they're not even thinking about you.
They're not.
They're not. They're doing their thing. They're making their money. They're focusing on their team. They're doing all that stuff. And so instead of having all that crazy stuff for you, it's like just focus on what you can focus on, which is, you know, getting out there, sharing your business, doing the follow-up, you know, all those things that you can control. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you know what? I tell people, if you can't be happy for other people's success, you're never going to have any.
Yes.
You're never going to have any. And you know what? I can say that because that's what I used to do. I used to, like, it was great. You know what I mean? I'd be clapping for those guys, but inside it'd be killing me that I wasn't having the same type of success. And then it was like, well, Sarah, if you can't cheer for those guys, like, you know, it's just never going to happen for you. So
stay in your lane, right?
Yeah, stay in your lane. I mean, you want to talk about that?
Well, I just think, you know, when it comes to this business, it's interesting because there's so much competitiveness and there's so much recognition. And if we're not getting it, we feel left out. And I remember when I started this business years ago in the 90s, like for 3 years, I couldn't figure it out. And I was just like, what is going on? But my learning curve was my learning curve. And everyone has different learning curves. Some people's learning curves is weeks, some is months, and some is years. Mine was years. Like, it wasn't the company that wasn't working, it was Tony that wasn't working. Company had the same products, the company had the same compensation plan, the same training available for everybody, the same everything for everyone, but it was Tony who couldn't figure it out. So it wasn't the company, it was Tony Zolecki. And I had to get over myself. I had to put my ego in my back pocket. I had to get real with Tony. I had to say enough's enough. You know, I've got to stay in my lane. I've got to be happy for other people's success. I've got to work my plan. I know what my craft is. I know what I got to do. I know how I got to do it. And I just got to get better at it. And if I can get better at it, everything's going to be awesome. Everything is going to line up. Everything is going to be like I think it's going to be if I just worry about me. And that's what happened to my business. And, you know, that 4th year in the 90s, everything changed for me. And I think that was very similar to you, too.
Yeah, and I think too, like if you're in a company and a lot of your business is through social media, and like if you find like you get jealous or you get envious or you all of a sudden find yourself like, moaning and groaning about specific people or whatever it may be, like unfollow those people. It's easy to fix it. Like unfollow them. Don't follow it. You know what I mean? Like I tell people, like control what you can control. So you can control that. So just do that. And I also say too, like if you find yourself moaning and groaning about somebody, like half the time, that's an issue that you have to deal with. Yeah. It's not them. It's an issue that we have to like look in the mirror and go, okay, so what's our problem? Like what is our insecurity, insecurity about whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
And so also know too that, just be careful if you're moaning and groaning about that person or about how you're feeling or whatever, because that's your stuff. Right? And I know for some people, like, you don't want to hear that, but that's the stuff that you have to deal with maybe being over competitive or being jealous or not feeling like you're not enough or whatever, blaming other people or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And also know too, guys, we are people, so we are super diverse. I am not the same as Tony. Tony's not the same as me. Thank God we're not the same, right?
Yes.
But understand too, in your companies, we're all going to be different, and people are going to have different ways that they do stuff. And just because they do it different doesn't mean it's wrong, doesn't mean it's bad. Like you just have to understand, like you have to love all the different personalities. And again, if you have an issue with a personality or all of a sudden you have an issue with something, again, you have to go, what is it in me? Like, why am I having a hard time with that? And you got to work through that, right? And so just, not giving a rip about any of that stuff. I mean, none of that stuff really at the end of the day, matters. And someone's saying the video is not coming through.
That's okay. Let's just keep rolling.
Okay.
Keep rolling, babe.
So just at the end of the day, it just doesn't matter. Focus on your stuff and just, focus on, just being you and being the best you and just staying in your lane and just, being your most authentic self. At the end of the day is all that really matters.
We love you. You are amazing. You are spectacular. You are bold. You can have anything you want. And just believe that every day. Do what you can control. Do what you can grow. Do what you can change, and to be that better person, to be that better leader, to be that better influencer, and you can control that. And if you focus on that, what you focus on happens. Your business, your following, what you create will be greatness. So we love you guys. We'll talk to you later. Have an awesome, awesome day, and see you tomorrow.
Yep. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.